Nook. Sorry, just trying out something new. So I thought one of the first books I would share is one of the great books that I think got released in 2023. It's titled That Flag. And this book is written by Tamika Fryer Brown and illustrated by Nicholas Smith. And this book is pretty amazing. On the title page, the author and illustrator even state, "We hope the words and images in the story foster transformative conversations that lead to change." This is the story of two young girls, Bianca and Kiera. They are best friends at school, but they're not allowed to be together or to hang out after school. And one of the reason is that Bianca has a Confederate flag or a Dixie flag that hangs at her home. And eventually their class goes on a field trip, and Kiera learns a lot about her African American history, and she begins to understand why her family doesn't let her visit Bianca's house outside of school. And it deals very tenderly and very carefully with Kiera's feelings and her reaction, and Bianca trying to understand what's going on with Kiera. And it's really hard, but it is addressed so well and so thoughtfully. There aren't any easy answers put forward, but there are lots of honest discussions. And I love that at the end, it doesn't have a pinpointed specific ending. But grown-ups, I will tell you, Bianca's family takes down the flag, and Kiera is not sure if she wants to be friends with Bianca. But at the end, it looks like she's willing. She's willing to learn, she's willing to see, and it looks like Bianca is too. I can't say enough about how wonderful this book is. I think it's amazing, and if you are looking for a way to address some similar situations, I think That Flag is an excellent book to help navigate some of those feelings, those emotions, and those histories. That Flag is published by HarperCollins. All right. The next book I have to share with you is very different. It is Heavy Metal Badger. This is by Duncan Beatty, who used to be an animator, if I recall, in children's TV, and then branched out into websites and educational apps and games. And this is the story of a badger who just has music inside of him, and it just erupts. And Badger is trying to find the place where Badger's music belongs, the place where Badger's music can be expressed. And Badger's music is very loud, very powerful, very strong, and it's just like it explodes out of Badger. And Badger tries learning the recorder. Decides that is not the instrument for him. He tries the marching band with the ants, and that's not for him either. He tries the church choir and starts to get very frustrating, thinking there is no place for him to express his music. And then he answers an ad, and Badger finally finds his place in a rock band. And the illustrations are playful. This would be a fun book, I think, to share, to learn about music. You could listen to recorders and orchestral music, and then you could listen to church music and marching band music. And then you could listen to rock and roll and heavy metal specifically. And in the illustrations, you'll find that there are lots of nods to the grown-ups who are reading this book with their little one. In the back, there's a listing for the Wood Rock Weekend Music Festival with names like Lion Maiden, Motley Crue, Sheep Purple, Pink Floyd. And then there are little lyrics and other nods that are dropped throughout the book. So if you like a good poem, you might like this book as well. I want 100 dogs. This book is written by Stacy McAnulty and illustrated by Claire Keene. And the illustrations really are quite distinctive. And this is the story of a little girl who's talking to her grown-ups. And she asked them for 100 dogs. And her parents, I love it, they don't say no. They ask questions like, that sounds fun, but where would 100 dogs sleep? And she says, my 100 dogs will sleep on my bed. And he's like, well, more likely 100 dogs will sleep on you. And so then she's like, okay, then I want 90 dogs. And he's like, that's great. How would you walk 90 dogs? And then 80, and then 70. And then she says, I would be happy with 60 dogs. And like, how would you name 60 dogs? What about 40 dogs? Well, how would you take 40 dogs to the vet? And it goes on and on and on with these lovely, playful illustrations, the conversation. And then we get towards the end and she's like, okay, then I just want 10 dogs. And Mom's like, how would you clean up after 10 dogs when they go number 2? You mean I'd have to? Mm-hmm. Yep. And then she goes, I think I would like 1 dog, please. And they ask how she's going to take care of the dog. And then they get the dog. And then you see the parents saying, I can't believe we talked her out of 100 dogs. But over here, you see the little girl saying, I can't believe I talked them into getting 1 dog. So if you love dogs and you want a conversation to talk about what it means to own and welcome a dog into your family, I Want 100 Dogs might be the book for you. This is published by, oh my goodness, the publisher information is hidden. Maybe in the back. Chronicle Books. All right. The next book is titled Pretty Ugly. And this is written by David Sedaris, a noted humorist and author, and illustrated by Ian Falconer, who is very famous for the Olivia books. This is new, and it is definitely odd, which kind of tracks on with David Sedaris' sense of humor. This is the story of Anna Van Oker. See it right there? And Anna Van Oker is very ogreish. She stomps on flowers. She throws dirt into the house. And she talks with her mouth full. But they are ogres. And that's normal behavior for ogres. And then, oh my goodness, one day, Anna made some terrible faces. And her grandmother was like, oh, be careful, your face will freeze that way. And she made the scariest face of all. And then she couldn't change it back. Oh my goodness, they took her to the doctor. Oh my goodness, her family says, it's okay, we still love you. People make fun. All the other ogres in town make fun of her face. It's very disappointing, very challenging, and I'm not going to spill the ending for you. Needless to say, it's super weird and super bold, but this is a great story about making faces and talking about what's on the inside in a very weird, monstrous way. So if an offbeat sense of humor and illustrations are what you and your little one enjoy, you might want to check out Pretty Ugly. And this is published by, it says it's a Toon book. By Toon Book. T-O-O-B. And then our last book for our April book nook is Sleepy, Sheepy, and the Sleepover. And this is written by Lucy Ruth Cummins and illustrated by Pete Oswald, who illustrated the Bad Seed series. You know, the Bad Seed, the Good Egg, Cool Beans, Couch Potato, etc. And I love me some Sleepy Sheepy books. This is the story of Sleepy Sheepy, who is going for his very first sheepover with Grammy and Grampy Sheepy. Here they are, getting to Grammy and Grampy's house. But when Sleepy Sheepy gets there, things are just off. Things aren't quite right. But Grammy and Grampy help Sleepy Sheepy work through it, and the story has a very lovely ending. And I like it because it doesn't discount Sleepy Sheepy's feelings or try to say that things are the same as at home, because they're not. Grammy and Grampy's house is different, but Grammy and Grampy love Sleepy Sheepy a lot, and they make it through their first sleepover successfully. So if your little one is about to have their first sleepover with their grandparents, this might be a great book to read before you do that. All right, thank you so much for listening to some of my favorite books. I hope there was one there that might have interested you and you might want to check out from your local library. Until next time.